Hello, everyone. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the new free podcast app. Anyone can download it. It's on Android and iOS. There's a lot of creation tools that you get to use for free. It gives you your RSS code, and you can use it on your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You make money from your podcast with no minimum leadership. Everything you need in one place or one app. Don't forget to download yours today, now. Hello, podcast world. Welcome to my channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. It is 4/20/2021, 7:52 a.m. And I don't know about you guys, but how high are you? Because it's about to go down. Today is definitely that day where everybody is out there trying to smoke the stickiest of ickiest. Oh yes, that green, that ganja, that Reggie, that stress, that old weed, that kush, that dro, that so high, that half-baked, that Dave Chappelle, that Cheech and Chong, that smoking out of a butt or smoking out of a bong. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if you on the pipe. If you try to smoke the bowl, let me know. They try to get it. They really want to get high today. All of my potheads, all of my wake and bakes, all of my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, please. Oh, green, I thank you. All of my Popeye, the Sailor Man with the spinach. Like, everybody want to know where it's at. Everybody trying to get twisted today. So, my question is, when was your first time getting high? What was your first smoking experience? What was your first get high? Because I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. I was gonna go to class before I got high. Like, what was your first high moment like? Now, my first high moment, I've been talking about it for a while, was in college, and I will definitely put a stamp on it, as I'll say, that when it comes to smoking, it comes to anything, certain things I feel is an adult decision. So if you are a high schooler, if you're anyone under the age of 17, 18 or whatever, I'll even go as low as 16. If you're not old enough to drive and get a job, then you shouldn't be smoking. No children should be smoking. Although I see these kids out here smoking all the time, like it's the thing to do. Like, your life hasn't gotten that bad to where you should be smoking. Smoking is an experience. Smoking is what you do when all else fails and you want to feel good in life, There's a lot of different made up things going on out there in the pharmaceutical world and I don't know. I'm going to use the word anxiety. They say that everybody got anxiety now. You young people I'm afraid of the dark. I mean, I'm afraid of my own shadow. Like, what is going on? I know a lot of people who smoke because, they start smoking somewhere around like middle school, and they've been doing it since then. Shout out to you potheads. But you've been smoking since then and everything, and you don't really know why. Probably because you came from a smoking family, started out with cigarettes at a young age, and I'm FDA approved. I feel like you shouldn't do any of this stuff, smoking or drinking, gun carrying, toting, shooting, all that, voting, joining the military or whatever, until you are considered an adult. When you're a man or a woman, you can do what you want. But before then, chill out. Like, it's like, what is going on to where you shouldn't be in high school and going to get-togethers and smoking with your friends. You shouldn't be doing that. I'm just saying. If you do, to each his own. I can't stop you. You're not my child, and oh boy, how if you were. But like, I feel it. You feel it. We feel it. I want you to understand that what moment in time possessed you and pushed you, peer pressure, whatever the case was, to make you be like, ooh, let me hit that. Let me smoke that. Let me take that thing that is burning at the end and put it in my mouth and inhale and smoke. Or as some of our former presidents used to say, I smoked, but I didn't inhale, Classic, So, hey, if you want to get on that Hope, Arkansas, some of that Bill Clinton, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so, like, for the past, I don't know how long, our former presidents, that is one thing that I know that they've all had in common. They all did drugs. They all drank. And some of them did more than that. Cocaine, crack maybe even, I don't know. It's on both sides. It's not a Democratic thing, a conservative thing, a liberal thing. A lot of those people are out there saying don't, when they're doing. And, how hypocritical is that? If you want someone to not do, be the change, be the example. If you're not going to smoke, you don't want your kids to smoke, don't smoke. And I'm talking about cigarettes and all. Now, I'll never forget my first time. Well, I can't say the first time getting high. That's the different situation. Because if you've ever been around it, you may have got a contact. And I've got a secondhand contact before. And I was in a car where they were hotboxing or whatever. Hell, I think it was my car. And I got high. When I get high, you know what I'm saying, I become sporadic. I become a super genius. I become Wile E. Coyote. I become that guy, the MacGyver. You know what I'm saying? I become super creative. My thought process is on another level. I am fucking Albert Einstein. You know what I'm saying? I am that guy. So if you ever, there's people out there in the world who I would love to smoke with. Let's see. Okay. Seth Rogen. I think I watched him, you know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle. I watched these guys, you know what I'm saying? Method Man, you know what I'm saying? I watched these people or whatever, some of these movies, and they were some of the ones who made me be like, cause I watched, Power Express, and was like, it was one of the funniest shits. I was like, wow, and, so yes, these people right here, some of the people I know off the top of my head. I'll try to go down the list later before I'm done. This is probably going to be a nice long podcast, I tell you, or at least I'm going to try to make it worth your while, because it's 420. It's 4 freaking 20, man. And I remember when I was little and I watched Cheech and Chong and Up in Smoke, and it was great. Like, the whole freaking van was like made of weed, right? Like, the dog sniffed it. It was such a great quality of weed where it passed out, maybe even died. It is just so funny. Weed is one thing, like, if you like to laugh, okay. If you're someone who likes to laugh when you smoke, there's those crybaby weed people, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't do function without weed. Then you have those people that are like, it's an enhancement, like it's supposed to be, and you smoke before you have sex, and you smoke before you do this, and you smoke before you go to class, and you know what I'm saying? Get high grades, right? Now, my first time hitting the blunt, it was a Thursday in 2007, in August, and it was when I was in college. Prairie View, PV, So it was when I was in college, and shout out to that boy Bowflex, you know what I'm saying? Brandon, Big Brandon. Shout out to my people, because he was the influence. Shout out to my boy Josh, because this is where it was at, they say the train station. And we're over there. I'm taking shots of Bacardi. I'm getting it in. It's we getting pre-gaming before the Kappa party, which I'm getting ready to get in. Free, Thanks a lot, Josh. So, I get over there. And I'm sitting down, I'm taking these shots of these Bacardi, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to feel, I'm feeling myself. These hoes, nigga, these clothes, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, next thing I know, Brandon is trying to, when you're a non-smoker, they're always trying to put you in rotation. I personally, they say it's bad etiquette or you roach in or whatever. But when you a non-smoker, smokers try to get you high all the time. They want you to smoke. They want you to smoke. They want to put you in rotation. They want to put it in your hand. They want to put that weed in your hand. So, I don't even know. It was passing it to the left, the right, whatever. I don't know. Blunt everywhere. Next thing I know, he leans over to me like, man, hit this hoe, man. It's Dro. Man, you already had a rough semester, which is true. I'd already had stuff going on this semester or whatever that was kind of rough. My semester had already started out kind of rough, I guess. And I was like, I was like, cool. Now, I hit it, I'm in rotation now. Puff, puff, pass, And after 3 times in rotation, I was like this. And it was an epiphany. It was a thought. I could not believe it. Oh my God. Listen to this infinite wisdom I'm about to drop on you. If it ever should pass copyright, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying it now. I don't have any patent or anything, but Big Tobacco is gonna steal the idea. One of you super potheads out there is gonna steal this idea that hears this podcast. So it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Hey, 50-50, give me 10% or something, intellectual property, theft of property or something. Anyway, put it out there like that. Now, 2007, Thursday night, right before the Capitol party, I said this, and it's genius. Trust me, it's $1 million idea. It just hasn't happened yet, so I still could, we can still make this work. Shout out to Swisher Sweets. So, now, I said, you know what? You know how they are famously talking about the color purple? Hey, I'm talking purple, purple. I was like, what if, follow me on this. You know how you had like flavored Rillos? What if you had like the wrapper signified the color? And let's say that when you smoked it, purple, great, that purple smoke would come out. Blueberry, blue smoke come out. And even if it's not the flavor situation, the color is what's significant. So follow me on the color, not the flavor. Because some people don't like flavors. So whatever. Whatever color wrapper you're getting, green, white owls, silver, whatever, and you blowing colored smoke. Now, why did I say this? Like I just said, purple, famous for, I'm smoking purple. Boom, purple smoke. Somehow my mind made the connection to the caterpillar in Alice in Wonderland, and I want to say it was kind of like a moment of me asking myself, who are you? And he's blowing out the smoke. I say he, could have been a she, it. Blowing out the smoke and was asking Alice, who are you? So sometimes I'll be thinking that, when I see certain people who smoke or who are willing to hit the blunt or whatever, and they, sometimes you gotta say, who are you? Who is this person, But colored smoke, while you smoke, you get to see that. And if you're a really talented smoker and you can blow old rings and you can blow smoke out of your nose or you can blow smoke out of your eyes and out of your ears or whatever the case might be, if you're a really talented smoker and you want to see some crazy stuff, like, I'm not a drug user, it was a phase. I think I smoked from about 2007 all the way to 2012, and that's around the time that I pretty much stopped smoking. I can't remember the last time I smoked. It's been that long. Interesting. Can't remember the last time I smoked. So but I know it was in 2012. I'm certain on that one. So, yeah. Then, I almost smoked in 2013. was thinking out there for Springfest, but I definitely know that 2012 was officially. I don't smoke anymore. I don't smoke. I don't smoke, but I was kind of drinking. Still kind of drink. Now I'm at the point where I really just want to drink champagne. Like I say, I get the cheap champagne from Walmart that Andre, extra Andre or whatever, cheap stuff. And I just like the whole idea of being like, oh, I'm popping bottles. Plus, champagne tastes pretty good once you got it cold. So, then it's like kind of like fizzly, bubbly, carbonated and whatnot. That's a good feeling, you know what I'm saying? Or you drinking it, oh, it tickles, So then it just kind of is like some baller ass shit, compared to, I like drinking beer, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind Coors Light, Bud Light, you know what I'm saying? Miller Light. I smash it on that, Not anything that's too foreign, My roommate, he used to love Heinekens, and I was like, ugh. My brother likes stuff that's with a lot of schnapps in it, yappy, schnappy, whatever, Jaeger, whatever kind of beer, whatever, some weird. It's not for me. I'm more of an American, maybe even Mexican beer, because I like Dos Equis and I like Coronas, So, yeah. But when it comes down to it, if someone asks me, I'm going for the champagne, I went through my wine phase, like, oh man, nothing like some Moscato, what I'm saying? Oh, Moscato, and I still got like some red Moscato in the refrigerator, and I like red wine, I like clear, it's not, I don't know, if I had to choose, I would probably go for a clear wine, I think, I drank some Pinot, I drank some Chardonnay, all of that good stuff. I do remember a point in time where I was smoking avidly, and I still can't roll to this day. I just, the concept didn't go along very well. I also remember me celebrating my first 420. I didn't understand the concept, and it was like a week before 420, and I started doing tons of research. 420 is also, for those who didn't know, Hitler's birthday. So shout out to my blonde hair and blue-eyed devils. Shut up, Exten Juden, or Heil Hitler, Hitler's birthday. So if you're celebrating 420, you're also celebrating, the Holocaust, mass genocide, the Aryan race. I don't know, whatever. Like I said, which is weird because Hitler was Jewish. So, but it's crazy. All right, So when the Germans are like, oh man, we look up to Hitler, we don't like these Jews and fags, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we want everyone to the Aryan race to be blonde hair and blue eyes, yada yada yada. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. Let me get off of that. Like I say, but that is one thing about it. And the concept of 420 really originated like in Colorado, and it's a time, not a day. So understand that at approximately 420, there's some guys in, I want to say Denver, Colorado, who used to go and smoke under this tree. And it caught on, I think. And now it's, hey, celebrating 420, it's time to smoke 420 or whatever. What better time to smoke than 420? So just imagine today at 420, you start thinking about it around 4 o'clock, that 420 at 420 on 420 at 420. You know what I'm saying? Last year was probably a good one. Yeah. So when it comes down to it, think about it. Now, my first time celebrating 420, like I say, was in 2009. Did a lot of research, decided I want to smoke, and the thing that drove me over the edge was the 4-19-2009 episode of Family Guy. It was the 420 episode, and it aired on 4-19-2009. And this episode was about the legalization of marijuana. It was a Brian episode or whatever, and it was funny. And Brian was like, it starts off weird. You know, they always start off doing random stuff. The random thing was Quagmire had left his cat or something, and they were like, oh, yeah, he left his cat. Let's go shave his cat. So Peter and the guys go over there, him and Brian and whatnot. Peter, Joe, and Brian and Cleveland, to be exact, go over there to shave his cat, Quagmire's cat, because out of town. So they go over there. Peter pops out this razor and just basically kills the cat. So they were like, oh man, we got to bury this cat. So Peter and Brian were like, okay, we'll take care of it. And they drive out of town to go bury it in the woods. On the way back, they get pulled over by the police. The police pull them over. Brian has a small bag of weed, maybe an ounce worth or less, or whatever. Small bag of weed. And it falls out. They arrest him, and they're like, oh, you know, bag of weed, bag of pot, arrest him, you know. Like, it was that big of a deal, which, I hate to say it, a lot of people are going to jail right now, even after the fact that some of our revolutionary states have, more liberalized states have legalized marijuana on the home front. You know, shout out to California, Colorado, and Washington. I think, is Portland also legal? And I think Illinois. So shout out to those places or whatever, and shout out to the forward thinking, because I mean, so many people, you know, are just not getting it, you know. There are some states that are, you know, recreational. Okay, I'm looking it up now, and it's just a map, and let me see if I can identify it. And it's blue, green, and whatever. Let's see. All of the West Coast, pretty much. So you got Washington State, you got Oregon, you got California, you got, is that Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico. What's above New Mexico? Or whatever state is above New Mexico. I'm not, I don't know. Wow. It would have been better if they would have just provided me a list instead of me sitting here trying to look at these states and figure it all out. The things that they don't teach you in school. My geography sucks. Yeah, my geography sucks. That looks like what's above New Mexico? I can't. I know that it's not. It's not. Man, I think that's Idaho. Whatever. Is that Wisconsin? And Illinois, and then there's like, it looks like Maine and Delaware and whatever, you know. And then you have these other states that are legalized for medical use, like Oklahoma, Kansas. No, that's Missouri. Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Florida, Pennsylvania. Oh yeah, again, it would have been so much easier. Now, states like super red states is what I'm going to call them, like Texas, They are legal for medical use only with limited THC. You know, so basically these they haven't figured out how to make the kind of money that these other states are making off of it, and they haven't seen the benefit in it. You know, they still put it like this: Texas was the last ones to get the information to the slaves to let them know, hey, Emancipation Proclamation, y'all supposed to be free, you know. So they got some extra out of us. So they're trying to get some extra out of us now. And people are still going to jail. People are still going to jail. And police are still pulling people over asking, do you have any drugs in your car? And when they ask that, as a black man, I get pulled over and I'm with friends or whatever who smoke and they smoke in their car. I know you smell that, you know what I'm saying? So why are you asking? But you're not really looking for marijuana because, you know, they'll throw that out. You know, who cares? Right? In certain parts of Texas or whatever, let's say in the valleys down there in Brownsville and stuff where they're bringing it over the border, they say that they only care if it's like pounds. They want keys of coke. They want, you know what I'm saying? They want the big stuff when it comes down to down there. You know what I'm saying? You smoking an ounce of weed, you know what I'm saying? Right, get this shit out of here. Get out of here, you know? But when it comes down to it, that's definitely what they want. They want the real traffickers. They want the real weed heads. You know, they want the people that's supplying, you know, not the people that's buying, right? Like you're really destroying the American society by arresting someone and slapping them with any kind of charges on their record for marijuana usage, you know, and knowing that at the end of the day you probably smoke or you smoked before or whatever, you know. Maybe the whole smoking while intoxication thing, smoking just like drinking and driving, maybe that's for forward thinking, maybe, but for some reason smoking and driving is a thing. I never understood that. I feel like if you're doing on any kind of mood enhancement or anything to impair you or whatever, you should be stationary to do it, you know? Like, why would I want to be, like, me smoking, having a blunt in my hand is the same as me having a can of beer in my hand. It's evidence, you know? No evidence. Now, my like I say, my first celebration or whatever, that it was on a Monday, and with that 420, I hung out with the same person that got me to start smoking in the first place, and Flex. Man, Brandon, what happened? And then he, you know, got some weed, and me and him, some other people, yeah, went over to homeboy's crib and damn Daniel. Then he tried to teach me how to roll up. You know, he like licking, stick it, squish it, twist it. You know, I got the concept. Is all I can say about it. And I've only rolled a handful of blunts. They were successfully rolled. They weren't crooked or anything. That was nice and, you know, straight. You know, I took some pictures at the time, and I was proud of myself. But also, my smoking was just for, you know, a good time. So I'm not having a good time by myself. I don't need to smoke to have a good time by myself. I'm happy with me, you know. So if any of the time that I was smoking, it's usually me plus 3 other people. Generally, it's 2 females and 2 guys. You know, I mean, why would I buy some weed to smoke with some guys? You know what I'm saying? Like dudes that be smoking with other dudes. I think that's kind of weird. You know, I don't. You know. But it is what it is. Like I say, me smoking was always a gimmick. I didn't need to smoke. You know, I have time I didn't even want to smoke. And then I had like a ritual. I couldn't smoke without having like a drink. And when I say a drink, I'm talking about like what's they called? Arizona teas, when I'm tall Arizona teas, whatever. Because I'm more interested in, or some orange juice, or a bottle of water, but preferably with something with some taste to it. You know, it's like some juice or whatever, like like Arizona. You know, hey, love them Arizonas or whatever. They're 99 cents. So yeah, I would have man, maybe grape, maybe one of those RX ones, or maybe the fruit punch or something like that, whatever, or just maybe regular Arizona tea. Who knows? But I was strong on them Arizona teas because like you get a tall can for 99 cents, you can't beat that. What's that? 24 ounces of tea juice, whatever. Man, can't beat that. So that being the case and everything, I always had it popping. I always had it going like that. It was always a thing. Then the number one thing about weed and any kind of smoking is the residue, the after effects, the smoke itself, the smell. Now, argument was weed stinks. And when people say, oh man, you got that skunk. If weed smell like a skunk and a skunk stinks, weed stinks, And I was like, if you smell a dead skunk or whatever you're driving or whatever, you're going to be like, oh man, that's a stink. But I was like, if you smell some weed that smells like a dead skunk, you're going to be like, oh, that's that good, And me and my roommates still conversation about it, and they was like, ooh, that's that ooh-wee, that's what I want. I was like, so you want something that stinks that's probably going to make your breath stink, and most on average, you're not saying, oh, let me go brush my teeth after I smoke. That's the other thing. Smokers generally don't. That's not a thing to them. Brushing their teeth, caring about how their breath smells, caring about how rude they are, caring about where the smoke goes when they blow it out. Walking up on behind you or whatever, you at a party somewhere, rather than blowing it away from you, they blowing it on you. Like, whoo, y'all smell this smoke? Come get some, you know what I'm saying? I'm smelling it. Come get the $20 a gram, $20 a gram, $10 a gram, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you come get it for that low, They want you to, they thinking that you gonna smell it and be like, they advertising with that whoo, loud smoke. But no, you really just, what, made me be like, what the hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, it made me really want to, beat your ass, you know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that really wanted to beat your ass who didn't smoke, or really, even if they do smoke, that shit kind of like you spit in my face rude. So, like, be careful with that, where you blowing your smoke at, you know what I'm saying? Homie, like, hey, chill the fuck out. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it, and that's just the way it really is. Because there's a lot of people out there that have the right to beat your ass for disrespecting their proximity. I told you, man, this was going to be a good one. Because I'm going in. Like, these niggas, everything was said, but these niggas put the knife out the AK and cut these niggas. But I also learned something that same night as I was in the process of celebrating for a 20. My baby mama came in. Or was she there? I'm pretty sure she was there. Yeah, I think she was there. I want to say she was there. No, her friends came in or something. I think her friends came in. One of her friends came in that I don't like, whatever. And I just stopped being high. It was like, I could have swore I was high. Now I'm not high anymore. And that's when she explained to me the someone blowing your high concept, like mystical, I smell smoke. I don't know if it just blew my high, I'm not a smoker, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sit there and claim to be one, If anything, I'm trying to get as much oxygen in my life as possible. So, when they told me that she blew my high, and she didn't do anything, she just existed, like her presence just made me be like, she came in, and then she started talking, and me seeing her, hey, this is a private party here, you get your own fucking weed. It just made me not be high anymore. And I didn't like that. That was the number one thing I could say I ever not liked about smoking. Because again, like I said, I could go back to my first night of actually officially smoking and hitting the blunt. I told y'all it was a before a Kappa party, right? Well, I had the time of my life, you know. I don't have one of those, oh, I ate a burger and it tasted so good. It was the best burger I ever ate after I smoked. I ain't got no food story because shit, I ain't into food like that. But I am into partying and I am into getting girls' numbers. And that night I got like a dozen numbers. I was in there. You know, first time I pulled up and I felt VIP because it was a long line. And the way they do it in college is, the girls over here, guys over here, it's a long line on both sides. I'm coming in, chugging up the deuces, and I'm walking and getting escorted right through the door. Hey, we in that thing. So as soon as I get in there, for the people that's already in there, I'm, you know, and I'm dancing with everybody that would dance with me. And in this case, there's 100%. You know how sometimes you try to dance with somebody, they walk away from you or stop dancing. No, they was like, get it, you know what I'm saying? Like, get some of that ass, you know. I was like, oh yeah, throw it back at me, and I was like, cool. And when they was done, I was like, bitch, what's your number? And they was like, nigga, here it is. Boop, 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 boop. So you know what I'm saying? I was on it. And by the end of the night, I had talked to one girl into coming back to the room. She had a tongue ring. She knew how to use it. And we messed around a few times, even after this one night. So it wasn't a one night stand. But it was great. So, you know what I'm saying? It was like the time of my life. I felt like I was on top of the world. And sometimes I feel like I should, you know, I should, like before I go out, I've had some of the times of my life when I was at my drunkest or highest or something. So, yeah, I feel like I should definitely, I'm really seriously thinking about contemplating on smoking today. I don't know. I'm not saying that I'm not because I don't, you know, addict or relapse or, you know, no crap like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the. I think I definitely am 100% behind the movement of legalizing marijuana. I feel like if cigarettes, which is killing people, and it says it on the freaking thing that you could get all these things, you know, like emphysema, you know, like if it could kill you, right? And it tells you it could kill you, and it's addictive, but yet we still sell it. And then you thought you was doing the world a favor by vaping, which is killing people, but in a different way, you know what I'm saying? So, well, then the argument is, damned if you do, damned if you don't. No, we damned more if you do, because I'd rather you be drinking it or poking yourself with a needle with it, because at least I know it's targeted. When you smoke, understand, even when you say, oh, it's just vape, you know, that second hand is even worse. And I don't know about you, but I like my lungs, you know. Hell, I can't run a mile. So, you know, I got sleep apnea already, you know, and then I have friends who have asthma. So we already have bad breathing, you know. I snore. So I don't, if you snore and you smoke, you gotta be the stupidest I ever see. Like, come on. If you have sleep apnea, you stop breathing in your sleep. Breathing is important. Like, I feel like smoking of any kind is the devil's greatest tool, weapon, of destruction or whatever. Like, it's addictive. People will argue it up and down to protect it and their right to do it. And it kills not just you, but other people. And it goes against the original way, if you're a Christian, of how God created you. Like God, how did you come alive? You know what I'm saying? Breath. God breathed into you and you came alive, you know? So anything that's taking away the breath that God put in you is you know, you out of there. Most cases, whatever, you know, you hooked up at the hospital or whatever, and if you're not breathing, they gonna stick a tube in your throat, they gonna incubate you and be like, oh man, we got this machine that's gonna breathe for you. Or, you know what I'm saying, if you can't breathe for so long, your heart will stop, and they're going to want to shock you, you know, the sense into you, your life back into you, whatever. You know, so, like I said, devil's greatest tool is anything smoking. Smoke, smoke, smoke. I know some people, you know, the THC acid tends to do something to their mind to where it's like they losing their mind, you know? Like, if weed were just, or was like a drink, and people were like, oh, I drink weed, you know what I'm saying? What you do? I'm finna go have this weed drink. Then it would probably be under less scrutinization, you know? Like, tea, for example. You know, people that like to drink tea or whatever, you don't see them saying, oh, let me smoke this tea, you know? Like, it's like saying, man, burn this piece of paper and smoke it. Like, smoke is deadly. Smoke stuff, like, stuff dealing with your lungs, you know? That's the thing, I think. And I don't know, you know, this is just my opinion, but I am 100% about that when it comes towards smoking cigarettes. And the devil's greatest tool, greatest weapon of mass destruction is to eliminate what God gave you, which is breath of life. You know, you breathed into you and you became living, you were alive, whatever. So that is just my personal opinion, and you know, at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. Just don't smoke around your kids, you know, don't smoke in the car with your kids. Like, give us a chance, you know. That secondhand smoke does affect us all. Now, I'm going to wrap up by saying this. We can sit here and go down all the songs in the world, but write your favorite moment in time or favorite song to listen to, you know, in the comments down below about, you know, weed, marijuana, Mary Jane. I'm in love with Mary Jane. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Classics like that. I got 5 on it. You know, so sometimes that's all it takes to get you there. That I got 5 on it. Or, you know, if you're in need, because it comes along with the weed. I got 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir. I got to get paid. Yeah. So, whatever it is that you mixing up at the end of the day for your 420, 420, you know, let me know. Because I'm definitely down to clown. People always want me around for the entertainment value when it comes down to them getting high. They be like, hey man, we finna smoke, come through. They want me to come through. They want to get high and me to come through and me to come over there with a story, and I will definitely come through, and I'll definitely have a story to tell. I'll definitely have something to talk about. I'll definitely be and have something going on, and I'm very interactive. So I'm definitely ready whenever you are. All of my supreme potheads, all of my ganja smokers, all of my boom. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. He's calling murder. You know, I mean, it's on a Tuesday, but we gonna smoke it like it was on a Friday, huh? You feel me? Like classics. I can't think of any other weed analogies at the moment, but if you're out there, don't smoke the shredder, smoke the best. Pineapple Express, hey, you know, swagger like us, you know, get it all all that you need when it comes to that endo weed. Oh yeah. Smoke it like a Snoop Dogg. Smoke it like the best. Don't smoke it like the rest. Oh yeah. So who is an iconic female smoker? You know, there's plenty of guys out there that are famous and smoke, and you have no idea who that might be. I know that Missy Elliott. I know she smokes. I think Erykah Badu smokes. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out some point in time today when they start talking about their smoking habit, and then everything else will be okay. Don't forget to puff pass this podcast on, and you know, if you can't peacefully pipe them and smoke them and pass them, puff pass, then please try some more high quality weed. Smoke, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Hello YouTube world, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop hot content like this, and stay tuned for the next video.